Local news, local topics, local conversation. You're listening to AM Beaver County on 95.7 FM, 99.3 FM, 1230 WVVP, and 1460 WMBA. Presented by St. Barnabas and streaming live at beavercountyradio.com.
And we're back on this Thursday morning edition of AM Beaver County, and fresh off the sidelines, take a little bit of time to talk with us this morning is Parks and Recreation Director Tony Caltury. Tony, once again, good morning to you.
Thank you, Matt. Good morning.
And one thing I want to talk about first, getting out of the gate, because I know you're busy with high school football, and the Lions got a big task tomorrow night against Laurel. But sort of getting away from that for a second, something you brought up last week at the commissioner's work session was that Brady's Run Ice Arena is almost done, and well, actually, is it done and just ready to be opened, or?
Yes, starting Monday morning, we were back up and running as an ice arena. Throughout the summer, we don't have any ice. Our crew gets the surface ready for water to be laid. That happened last week, and as of Monday morning at 7 a.m., we had people back on the ice skating.
Nice. And this is, with all the new renovations that have taken place, is the first season with the new ice?
We completely repainted the surface, redid the lining, and just did our crew at the ice arena did a great job getting the facility ready and giving it a little fresh facelift, so our user groups can come in and almost see a fresh new Brady's Run Ice Arena. Very nice, because I know there was all that talk about everything that was going to go on with the grant and all of the stuff that's taken place, so all of that is pretty much now set in stone? That is all have been completed, and we haven't been down there in the last year or so, especially now that the ice arena looks totally different with a fresh facelift and ready to go.
Very good to hear, And you mentioned that it's going to be the first Monday after Labor Day is when, what's going to happen then?
So that's when our contracted ice of our user groups, we have many user groups, the Beaver County Badgers Amateur Hockey League, the Beaver County Figure Skating Club, some local high school teams that play hockey. That's when they are able to rent the ice for their slotted times and get ready for their seasons and competitions. Right now, we do some stick time, public sessions, and freestyle ice for the user groups. So just we'll make sure our surface is up to par before we start the season and the games.
And so this is what those next couple weeks are going to be about, just sort of making sure everything is put in place, even though there are people on the ice and they're already using it. Once the contracted stuff begins, you want to make sure that everything is solid and safe and ready to go.
Yeah, absolutely. We want to make sure our ice is up to the standards that we need it to be, so we work out the kinks these first couple weeks and hit the ground running that Tuesday after Labor Day.
Not to mention the look of the ice is going to be a lot cleaner than ever, because we also know that there's going to be a couple new Zambonis coming to the ice arena.
Absolutely. We are excited about the addition of a new Zamboni coming. That should be here in late September. We're very fortunate the Board of Commissioners approved that, and having great ice is the number one priority, and a brand new Zamboni and the training that will come along with that from the Zamboni instructors for our crew goes a long way, because ultimately people come to our arena for the ice, and if we don't have quality ice, then that's a big hit on us.
It is, and it's just hearing you use the term Zamboni instructor kind of jolted me for a second. I was like, wait a minute, why do you really need one of that? I thought, well, it's just like anything else. You need someone to tell you how to use the thing, otherwise things would get really bad really quick.
Yeah, absolutely. We did some training over the summer with some other local ice arena groups for our ice maintenance that our crew went to, and then this was just another part of the professional development for them. When they get a new machine, I want to make sure that they are using it properly and up to the capacity.
Now, obviously, the things that usually go on with the ice arena, whether it be high school hockey or just traditional skating or figure skating or beer leagues or whatever the case may be. I don't know if I could say beer leagues, but we'll say it anyway. Is there any incentive to provide any sort of like new things, like because the ice arena has gotten this redevelopment and renovation? Is there any thought of bringing new events to the ice arena, or has that not been brought up yet?
So we are always looking for new events to bring to the ice arena. I know we booked this is further down the line, President's Day weekend, we bring in a Steel City Selects hockey tournament. That's youth female hockey tournament. That's Saturday and Sunday. And we're always looking to partner with our user groups to bring in larger competitions and tournaments, whether we be the host or the organizations be the host. In the case of President's Day weekend, we will be hosting the Steel City Select tournament.
Very nice. Very nice. That is a cool thing. And that's kind of what I was getting at, just this idea that, now that you have the new ice and now that you have, all the repaintings done and everything else, that, you can start to sort of attract more people. And that's kind of what this is all about.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we have a first-class facility right now that I'll put up against most other publicly owned arenas, and we like to show it off. And it's a true asset to Beaver County, and we got to use it to that capacity.
Yes, and it's not just the stuff that's happening inside the ice arena. It's just right outside the ice arena, too. The courts that are being worked on down at Brady's Run, just as you're driving along 51, right past the ice arena entrance. How are those going along?
This has been a labor of love for the last 3 years with Commissioner Manning in particular about the renovation of that area. So phase 1 is almost complete. I look forward in the next few weeks to make the announcement of an official grand opening date for those. We'll have 3 brand new pickleball courts, 3 brand new tennis courts, and 2 brand new basketball courts with hoops included. So we're super excited. This has been years in the making, and for it to finally be here, we're very excited for the opening.
Now, when you say phase 1, is it phase 1 for the entire park or just phase 1 for those courts?
Phase 1 for that area, we are potentially looking at redoing. We also at the area have the skate park and the deck hockey arena, so we're always exploring those options and see if that would be feasible to give that area a facelift as well.
Okay, so these are strictly for the pickleball courts and the basketball courts that are there already.
Yeah, that area. So the pickleball courts, they got a completely new concrete surface, new fencing. Now we're going to look at the deck hockey area.
Very nice, very nice. And is there a timetable? I know you mentioned, that you guys are thinking about a grand opening day. Is there sort of a timetable for that to take place?
We're at the mercy of the contractor right now. We get updates several times a week, and he's looking at the next couple weeks. So we're looking to put together a little grand opening event on a Saturday in September to invite the public to see the new area and show off a brand new asset. Driving down 51, that's a highlight, and it's really going to pop off the page when you drive by there.
Now, as far as the usage on 51, as far as accessing it, because obviously you do have the ice arena area and the sort of the parking lot there to work with. Is there any other consideration as far as building like a separate parking lot for that, or is that not in the works?
It is not in the works, but that's always something that we can look at once construction is done, areas that we can improve on and make areas for additional parking. But right now, the best part is park at the back of the ice arena, and there's a walkway, and there's brand new walkways over the creek so we can get there.
That's good. That's good. And again, this is all, the fact that the first phase is getting done now, and then when would phase 2 begin for everything else at this point?
I would anticipate a spring construction period. We're getting close to the fall, and temperatures and weather being a factor. So right. I'm hopeful, and if we continue to pursue early spring project.
Very good to hear. We're talking with Tony Caltury. He is the Director of Parks and Recreation. And we're going to continue talking about this following the break here on AM Beaver County.
Do you need help paying your Medicare prescription drug costs? If your annual income is under $20,388 for an individual or $27,468 for a couple, you may qualify for Extra Help. Extra Help assists with paying for your planned premium and lowers out-of-pocket pharmacy costs for prescription medication. For more information, call the Pennsylvania Medicare Education and Decision Insight PA Medi program at the Beaver County Office on Aging at 724-847-2262. Supported by a grant from the Administration for Community Living.
I've heard people refer to older veteran athletes as being all washed up. Well, quite frankly, that's a rather nice compliment if you ask me. This is the Aquaman of Beaver County, Jim Riggio from the Beaver Falls Municipal Authority. When you hear something like that, you have to consider the source of the water, that is. After all, getting washed up with Beaver Falls Municipal Authority water can't be a bad thing. That's because for over 80 years, we've made it possible for everyone to feel washed up, even if they are not star athletes. Click bfwater.net.
Hey, it's time to wake up, Beaver Valley. Hi, this is Pastor David Grove from the Church of the Redeemed of Beaver Valley. After over 2 years on the air, it seems that some of you still cannot get up in time. So I've got good news. Wake Up Beaver Valley is moving to a new time, now airing from 9 to 10, this and every Saturday morning. It's time to wake up and turn our hearts back to the cross of Jesus Christ. So I invite you to wake up early this Saturday. To find out more, it's Wake Up Beaver Valley, Saturdays from 9 until 10 a.m. on Beaver County Radio. God bless you.
The views and opinions expressed on WBVP and WMBA are those of the participants and host. They are not necessarily the viewpoint of WBVP and WMBA, its staff, management, and advertisers. Thank you for listening to WBVP and WMBA.
And we're back on this Thursday morning edition of AM Beaver County, and we're talking with Tony Caltury. He is the Parks and Recreation Director for Beaver County, among other things. And Tony, we're talking in the last segment about Brady's Run Park and how there's so many renovations going on there. But there's one particular element to Parks and Recreation that's sort of gone out of Brady's Run. It started there in a sense, not really quite there, but it was the first phase of that project. And it sort of blossomed, pardon the term, all throughout the area. And that is the Bags of Blessings trees that have been planted all throughout the recreational areas in Beaver County.
Yeah, absolutely. So a couple years ago, the county partnered with the group Bags and Blessings and their director, Robin Redfern, about a tree donation memorial in Brady's Run Park. We did multiple phases there. We did one in the walking loop and one in an area between shelters 5 and 6. So we've reached capacity at Brady's Run, but recently we partnered with Robin again in moving that tree program to Brush Creek Park. So I know that we can beautify that park, and Robin Redfern is doing a great job of selling in a way to where you can memorialize a lost loved one in the form of tree and beautifying a Beaver County park. Yeah, and they've done a great job over the last few years of not just raising awareness and planting the trees, but just gathering the county together for such a great cause. I know I had a couple of her assistants come in a couple weeks ago, Jen and Brandy, and talk about the 5K and the things that they have done over the course of the last few years, going from just telling the story to where it's gone is just incredible. Yeah, the awareness that they provide. I know their race is coming up on Saturday, September 10th, and just all the work they do with throughout the county is amazing, and it starts from the top and all the volunteers that Robin has. It does. Now, talking about getting help, I do want to sort of point this one out because as I've sort of been alluding to, and as everybody knows, you're now the head coach over at the New Brighton area school district for the football team. And, I appreciate you coming out and taking a little bit of time to come today despite everything, because I know it's been chaotic getting ready for week 0. But as far as sort of balancing that with Parks and Recreation, who are some of the people that sort of help you out with that as far as sort of making sure everything goes while you're doing one thing and things are happening somewhere else? Yeah, first and foremost, my staff at the ice arena, whether it be Gretchen, our marketing director, we have facility supervisor Amanda Felke, who's been there with the county for 24 years. So they help run the operations seamlessly. And then thankfully for technology from the football side, whether it be a group message with my assistant coaches or we're on Google Docs on my lunch break to make the practice schedule and play scripts. There's constant collaboration on both ends. So I can't do it myself, but people like that, Gretchen and Amanda, make my job a lot easier. Yeah, they do. And I just want to give them a little recognition because, again, especially on a week like this week where teachers are going back to school and you guys are on the field and we here at Beaver County Radio are getting ready for football ourselves. It's a chaotic week, and it's always nice to reflect on those who can help us out because it's been a wild week. But again, I give you credit for putting this all together and trying to balance the two together, because one of the first thoughts I heard when you became head coach is like, how is he going to be able to pull this off? And like you said, it's come with a lot of help. Yeah, absolutely. It takes a village anywhere from my work life that I've always been able to count on my coworkers. to do a great job, and they're professionals and they know what they're doing. So I can sort of let them do their thing and collaborate with them. And from the other end, it's about time management and making sure the kids and the players getting the best of me as well.
Yeah, and hopefully, like you said, I know we're talking off air about, you got a younger team up at New Brighton, and it's going to be a little bit of a challenge this year, but at the same time, it's going to be a fun experience to sort of, get kids back into it. And like you said, they're working hard and they're sort of already buying into the system, so that's already a good sign.
Yeah, it's an exciting challenge. I think there's just the one word around the program right now is excitement. I've had to learn the kids. The kids have had to learn me. I've had to learn the community itself of New Brighton. So the last couple months have been awesome, but we're excited to go after and start the season.
And you guys were doing that up against Laurel this Friday night, so good luck to you guys on that. And thank you once again, Tony, for coming in today to talk about Brady's Run because, not just Brady's Run, but all of Beaver County, because it's not just the one area, it's all the different parks. And I'll leave you with this question. Is there any talk about any other things going on in any of the other parks right now?
Not at this moment. We're just keeping status quo on a lot of the other parks. It was disappointing to not have the Old Economy Park pool up running this year, so we're already in talks of how we can make sure that that's open for the 2023 season, so it doesn't leave empty all summer next year. I know that's a huge asset for that community in the surrounding area, so any way we can do that, we're already working on it.
And that's good to hear because, that was kind of a disappointment, but, sometimes those things happen, especially coming out of, a 2-year pandemic and trying to figure out, how everything's going. So, I trust in you guys to try to do the best you can in that regard.
Yep, absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you. Tony Caltury joining me this morning on AM Beaver County. And coming up in just a few minutes, it is the news here for a Thursday morning here on Beaver County Radio and beavercountyradio.com, all presented by St. Barnabas.